Yes, my people, welcome back to another AFTV Live, but a special AFTV Live today. We are back with the Fan Zone. You may have seen it before with Robbie and James. It's mine and Turkish's debut here on the Fan Zone. Very simply, if you want to get involved, come on the screen, speak with us about some of the topics we're going to go through this Friday. Hit the link in the description and we can have a full conversation. Turkish, you excited for this?
Yeah, man, let's see it.
Yeah, let's talk about the first. Well, like the title says, 24 hours has been a bit of a madness for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Two signings. Trossard's been announced. You might have seen on Arsenal. They did a little welcome video. It wasn't a great welcome video. Check out R1 on the channel. But yeah, Trossard's here, and I think that's where we're going to start today. Let's discuss the two signings. Let's start with Trossard before we go into obviously Jakub.
Happy, good signing.
Yeah,
it adds depth to the squad's Premier League experience. Someone at an age that kind of I think complements the overall balance of the side. We've got a lot of young players in the squad. A lot of these young players have put us in the position we're in. But when it comes to the business end of the season, you want a bit of experience in there too, just in case things get a bit rocky. Some of the experienced players can help lead us through, and that's Xhaka, Thomas Partey, those two in particular in the side. Jesus, Zinchenko as well, coming from Premier League champions Man City. But I think Leandro Trossard as well, in his own right, he's got his own experience. He's played at Premier League level for a couple of years now.
Be honest with me.
Good signing.
Be honest with me. Did you want Mudryk more or not? Be honest.
You see, that's where if you look at it and think about Mudryk, it's underwhelming because Mudryk is apparently a top young talent, highly sought after, highly rated, and apparently his future is going to be very bright. Mm-hmm. So if you compare that to Trossard, of course, this one will be underwhelming. But at the same time, this one could be a better fit in isolation for me. I mentioned Trossard in November, December about potential options to go for in January because I believed he had 6 months left in his contract, and he did. But at the same time, there was also an option to extend for a further year. Hence why, yes, we got him for a good fee. But if it was actually 6 months to go, we probably could have got him for a better fee than the 21 plus add-ons. Yeah. So in isolation, if I'm just talking about Trossard, I'm happy with the signing. It adds depth to our side. It adds quality to our side and gives us another option. If I think about Mudryk, then all right, it's underwhelming. But at the same time, it might be perfect for where we're headed this season.
Definitely. And on that note, we're gonna have to debate whether we might see him at Manchester United this Sunday. We'll get into it. And like I said, hit the link in the description of this video if you want to come and join us, talk with us this Friday. I don't know what you guys are doing. You might be getting ready to go out, but if you've got good lighting and a good setup and you're at home, click the link, come and join us. Let's talk it out. But let's go into that then. So Sunday, will he be available for United? Because there was rumours that if they did the signing on and what word am I looking for? Submitted him or registered him by 12 o'clock this morning, he could be available for Sunday. Is that a possibility? I mean, they could have done that and then just announced him a bit later.
Yeah, I'd assume so. I mean, he's announced now, right?
Yeah.
It's all official.
Yep.
So I'd expect that he was registered before midday, but at the same time, we'll find out from Mikel. I'm sure his pre-match press conference is due to be out soon. If it's not out already, I haven't actually double-checked. So I'd expect him to be on the bench.
Yeah.
I'd expect him to be an option on Sunday. Whether we need him or not, we'll find out on Sunday. But at the same time, he also needs to get used to what Mikel Arteta wants out of him because there's question marks about his work off the ball.
True.
I think we've seen enough on the ball to know that he adds something. He adds a goal threat, to say the least, both-footed. And I love that about footballers that are both-footed because if you're both-footed, you already jump up levels in quality.
100%.
Because no opposition wants to play against a player that you don't know which way they're going to go or which way they favour.
Yeah.
So I'd expect that he is registered, considering all the pictures and the videos have been taken, and it's only 5 p.m. here in the UK. So I expect that he is registered. Whether we'll see him or not, who knows? It depends on what Mikel thinks, and I don't think Mikel's kind of putting all his eggs in the Trossard basket for Sunday. I think we're working on Sunday regardless of whether Trossard's registered or not.
Well, that's the kind of the question there. Then, if he was registered and is available, does he start? For me, no.
No, it doesn't start.
No
That
way.
would be unfair on whoever. I see him as competition for Eddie. I know he plays often on the left wing, but he's also played up front, false nine, and all of that. I see more competition there because we have no one behind Eddie.
Yeah.
Whereas with Martinelli, Emile Smith-Rowe's back in, and there's rumours around Emile Smith-Rowe as well, heading into the summer. But I'd expect him to be the backup in that position moving forward.
Yeah.
So with Trossard, I don't think it's fair to the players that have got us this far to put him straight in, and I don't think he's that player. coming in to be put straight into the side. I think he's literally there as an option, squad depth, and when you consider that we're still in the FA Cup for how long? We'll find out next Friday. But Europa League comes back in March as well. So we're going to need some depth to be able to challenge on multiple fronts.
Yeah, 100%. Now, I'm excited. I feel like he's definitely going to be on the bench. I mean, I'm sure Fabrizio, he tweeted early this morning that Trossard had his medical completed by, like, it was early in the early hours of the morning, like 7 a.m. or something crazy. So if you're doing it that fast, there's a reason behind it to hope you have you registered for your United game. So I believe he'll be there. He'll be on the bench come Sunday, I believe. Whether we have to use him or not is another question. So we should be able to get the job done.
You see, against Newcastle, it was 0-0, and we looked at the bench for options. Some of us said Vieira, some of us said Tierney, but beyond that, we had very little.
Yeah.
And, you know, Mikel Arteta didn't really favour either at the end of the day. He went with what he went with, and we couldn't get the goal. And, you know, we dropped points at home for the first time this season. It wasn't the end of it. We keep it moving because Newcastle are the best defensive side in the league. So, you know, it is what it is. Drop points, cool. But we stayed top of the league and we kept it moving, bounced back and continued winning games. But if we have a similar scenario against United and Trossard is on the bench, then I'm sure me and many other Arsenal fans would expect to see him at some point if we need a goal.
100%. Now, that's what we're going to focus on as a sign here. I'm just going to read some super chats out. Thank you everyone that's joined us for this live. And like I mentioned, click the link in the description if you want to join us live on stream. Red Smoke says, Turkish, love your beard, my guy. Oh, love you, my guy. Beard needs a trim. Huh? It's people coming for your beards right now.
Some say trim it, some say grow it out. Listen, it is what it is. I've done well over the years. Don't worry about my beard.
Brian with a super chat says, Arteta said he's able to play on Sunday. Something I must have missed. Listen, today has been an absolute hectic day. I haven't even been here much in the studio. We've been out of the Emirates back and forth. Everyone has been off their feet today. A lot of news coming in from Arsenal. But okay, at least he's available for Sunday. Hopefully that is the case. And I don't know if I want to see him Sunday, if I'm honest. I feel like we should be able to get the job done without him. And if we are going to see him, maybe only the last 5-10 minutes once the job is done.
I'd love nothing more to be free up, 60 minutes gone, 70 minutes gone, and then you see him. That's the perfect scenario for Sunday. We're not relying upon him to come on and win us or change the game, but we're in a position where he can come on and it won't have a negative effect on the result.
Yeah, and it'd be nice, obviously, he'd be welcome to the home fans as well. So it'd be good to see him there.
Yeah, because a couple away games.
Yes, a lot of away games. Man City FA Cup. You said, remember we said, no, it was not West Ham.
Man City FA Cup, Brentford.
Man City
FA Cup,
Everton, sorry.
And then I think it's Brentford after that. No, it's not Brentford, actually. Might be.
But it might be another away game. Ramin with a super chat says, Trossard is the finished product that Mudryk would be. And Robbie Def's there, a regular here with a super chat. I can't lie, I'm busting all over the gaff with this Trossard signing. His consistency in and around the 12-yard box is so important for critical stages of the season. That's our missing element. And that is it for the super chat so far. But I think he's right there. I think Trossard comes with an abundance of talent that may have been overlooked. Now, we spoke about it before, but since he's come back from the World Cup and during the World Cup, he wasn't at the levels, but he did want to move. It was very clear that he wanted to get another move to a big club, and he's now here. I expect to see the Trossard of before the World Cup, where he was just electric, causing problems, scoring a hat-trick against Liverpool. I mentioned it in the welcome video. He scored it with his weak foot. He's got an abundance of talent. I think it's a very good sign. I think it's a very smart signing, considering, you know, good fee. And I say a good fee because we're going to go to the second signing in a second. It seems quite a high fee, but it's still a good signing. Obviously, 21 million. I think it's very good. Like you said, both feet can go either way. Will cause defenders a lot of problems, and there's many games to come in this season. So it's definitely good. I'm excited to see Trossard walk out there, hopefully the Emirates on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm excited to have a player that you know we can bring off the bench to have an impact on the forward line.
Yeah,
you know, I know we brought in Vieira in the summer, but Vieira's not really that dynamic player that you're excited about coming on. He's more a player that can help you control a game, can help you create chances, but he's not, you know, the final phase player. Final phase players always tend to get all the plaudits, all the Ballon d'Ors, all of the, you know, praise come victory. So, you know, we've added a player there that he's probably had his best season he's definitely had his best season in the Premier League so far this season. And he's headed into an age where, you know, that experience and he looks back at his time as a footballer and what he's won. It's time to win stuff now, and he's got to see himself as lucky because he's at Brighton.
Wow. Well, okay, go on.
Of course. Because
would you have said that about Ben White as well when he came?
Well, of course Ben White was lucky. He went from Brighton to Arsenal.
I hear it. You killed
That
me.
alone, but if you're coming into an Arsenal side or any side that are top of the league in January,
Okay, yeah, that's a different dynamic.
you have
a
a strong chance of in 6 months being a Premier League winner, having a Premier League winners medal, going down in history.
Yeah.
So I think Trossard finds himself in a lucky situation off the back of a poor Belgian World Cup and what seemed like a disagreement between him and the manager at Brighton not being played and so on. So what better way to fall out from that than to arrive at the team top of the table?
Definitely. All right, let's move on to the second signing. Obviously, it hasn't been announced yet from Arsenal, but Fabrizio said it seems like it's pretty much a done deal. It's sped up so quickly. Two signings really in 24 hours, Turkish. It seems mad from Arsenal in a January window to do this. Yes, we had Mudryk, on the cards, 88 million or whatever it was. So there was money clearly there for a signing. Obviously, we signed Trossard for 21. Add-ons probably about 27 altogether. And then now there's Jakub Kivior. Now, hopefully I'm saying that right. Forgive me if I'm not. Not the best when it comes to pronunciations of names. But Jakub, I believe he's 22 years old, from Poland, an international player as well, played in the World Cup, 4 starts in this World Cup, left-sided centre-back, left-footed. And before we go into your thoughts and whatnot, I do want to play a video that we have sent in from a Polish Arsenal fan and a Polish AFTV fan, He came here yesterday. So maybe it was a bit of an omen. He came here yesterday with gifts and treats for us, and he said he'll do a video, and he sent it in. So here's what he has to say about the new signing.
Cecil, greetings from Stansted. Flying to Krakow already. Listen, Jakub Kivior is a fantastic defender, such a fighter. He's a left footer, absolutely superb technical abilities. He can cross the ball literally to the foot. So happy that we're gonna have him because he is a superb talent. 22 years old, 182 centimeters tall. Absolutely calm on the ball. Great, super signing. I'm so looking forward to have him in Arsenal squad. Take care, greetings, and hope to see you in May when we're gonna lift the title. Greetings to Don Robbie, Lee Judges, James, Turkish, and everyone at the studio. Ciao.
And that's Adrian from Poland. What a nice guy. You met him. He's a good guy. Very good guy.
Good insight there as well, because obviously being a Polish Arsenal fan as well, he's someone that follows the Poland team, and they didn't have the best at times at the World Cup. From that, I take it we're getting a ball playing centre back, someone that can play out the back, someone that's composed in possession, someone that adds the modern day centre back profile to the side, someone that can back up Gabriel, but also as well as backing up Gabriel. I've looked into the positions he's played, and predominantly he plays at the left-sided centre-back.
Yes.
We all kind of know that, but he's also played left-back in the past. He's also played defensive midfield, and he's also played in the 8 position once this season. So I'm not saying, he's going to be utilised in these positions, but at the same time, we also know that we're light in a couple of those positions. So it's good to know that we've got someone there. And again, I'm intrigued to find out what Mikel wants to do with him. Is it a Mikel signing? Is it a scouting team signing? What is it? Because 22 years of age is young, but it's not that young. There you go.
That was going to be my next thing, Turkish. It is young, but is it young? Saliba's 21. Gabriel's only 25. He's an international player. Playing in Serie A, yes, but he's coming to this Arsenal side that could potentially win the Premier League. But he's going to want to, surely he's going to want to play. Like, he's not going to be just sitting on the bench and be a squad player, but that might have to be your role for this season for him. But like I said, he's had experience internationally. I feel like, I'll be honest, I don't know massive amounts of him. I was there scrambling this morning with James, looking at highlight reels. That's why we got the Polish fan as well, Adrian, to speak on him a little bit. But he does say that he has tremendous fight in him, an aggressor. And we know from Gabriel Magalhaes that he's the aggressor when it comes to him and Saliba. It's Gabriel that normally attacks the ball and is first to the challenge. So it's nice that we won't see the change in that. So it works with the dynamic if Saliba stays on and we see him, Jakub, come in. So, I need to see more of him. I need to see him in the Premier League. It's going to be a different test, I'm sure, for him. But it doesn't seem like a bad sign. It doesn't seem like a panic buy. It seems like it was thought about. But I am looking forward to him coming here. But yeah, like I said, 22 years old. It'll be interesting, waiting for the Arsenal to announce that one. The next question kind of follows. Will there be more? Do Arsenal fans want more? Are we being too greedy? It's January. Where are we at? And like I said, guys, that was a pre-recorded video from Adrian, but you can come and join us on this live. Hit the link in the description. Get your camera and lighting all good, and you can come and speak with us on these signings so far. Very simple. But let me go into that Turkish before you read the super chats. For you as a fan, are you still wanting more? There's still more money there. We know that.
Yeah, I don't think it's... I mean... Listen, what do we spend? 21 on Trossard, and it seems like, what,
20 million euros.
So let's say 17 million.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Just under 40 million, we've got 2 players in. And January is a difficult month and difficult
100%.
window to get what you want done. And I think what we wanted was Mudryk. It's evident from the chase and how long the negotiations were going on for. But what I like is we've reacted well. We've reacted quickly. You know, we lost out to Mudryk on Saturday. We beat Spurs on Sunday, and we signed 2 players by Friday.
Jeez,
that
sounds nice.
That's exactly that's how the club should be moving.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good that they had a backup plan in case their primary plan didn't kind of avail.
Yeah.
So, do I want more? Yes. Do I think more is likely? No.
Oh, okay. So that's the dynamic that we need to kind of touch on then. So you don't believe one, even though that midfield needs to be looked at. What are you looking at? Striker or midfield? Where are you looking? I'm going to ask the people as well once they join in.
Again, I know Trossard's he's not a striker by trade, but he's played there. So that's why I see him more as competition for Eddie, because at the same time, Martinelli has Emil Smith-Rowe as backup. So I think in that department, in terms of a forward that can come in and bring goals to the side and bring in some attacking quality, I think we've made our signing in Trossard. So I don't think we'll be signing another attacker.
Yeah.
Especially this window. And when you think we've got Balogun coming back in the summer as well, I guess it's very early to kind of assess that situation. So we've got a player in the attack. We've got a player in defence, but again, I'm intrigued to know what Mikel has in store for him. Is it that he's going to be Gabriel's backup, or does he have another idea in mind for him?
I like
when Zinchenko came in, Robbie and James was arguing night and day about where he's going to play.
Yeah.
Obviously, we find that throughout the season he's our primary left back.
But he does dictate from midfield.
Yeah, he does dictate from midfield,
but he is a left back.
James has lost that argument because he starts in that left back position.
You're supposed to back James, man. He wants you to back him, man.
Yeah, listen, you are right. He plays where James thought he'd play more often than not in the game. But the bet was, where's he going to be starting? And,
right.
And when you see the graphics, when you see the lineup, it's always Zinchenko at left back. So he's lost that. I can't really back him, man. That's losing or lost. What can I do? It's not my fault you made that bet. It is what it is. So maybe with this Jakub guy, I'm going to say Jakub because I don't know the surname like that. With this Jakub guy, maybe he's not the backup to Gabriel. Maybe he is a rotation for Partey or a backup for Partey, or maybe he is a midfield option.
Oh. Maybe. Wow, okay, that's a different way to look at it. But like you said, you've played.
Because no one really expected us to be signing a centre-back in January.
No.
It was on no one's list.
But I will do this, and I hate when he proving this guy wrong. Right, sorry, but Robbie did mention that, there's not cover there for Gabriel, and it's something we should be looking at. He did a while ago as well.
Yeah, but then my thoughts were, listen, we signed Trusty last January. Trusty's a left-sided centre-back. He's playing 90 minutes week in, week out for Birmingham. He's doing well. He's been one of their better players, but in the opinion of Birmingham fans, and when I look at SofaScore and I see his ratings and so on, it's quite high consistently. Yeah. So I thought Trusty would eventually come in, but at the same time, there was doubts about whether that was a commercial move, the American market, our American owners and so on. I don't know what his future is going to hold now if Jakub is coming in as a backup to Gabriel. If he's not, then obviously Trusty comes in the summer and he becomes the backup, and maybe Jakub is a rotation option in that 6. But we'll yet to find out. I guess if we were to make any more signings, then Xhaka's position would be one that I'd like another person in. But at the same time, you look at the options out there, and one name that we've been regularly linked to since last summer, Tielemans, there's been literally no rumours, no movement, no nothing. So,
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I hear you said this is interesting. You said about Xhaka as a cover, because you put Emil Smith-Rowe there potentially. You might want to. I mean, Trossard we don't think can play there, but you never know. But Emil Smith-Rowe looks like that would be cover for that position in a sense. I still think we need a striker. Am I being greedy? But I suppose Trossard can. I did say in the welcome video it would be likely as well. I said exactly what you said. I feel like it'll be cover for Eddie Nketiah, because this Gabriel Jesus injury, it seems like it's going to be recovering a lot longer than we first initially expected. We thought it was back in February, but it's looking like it might be longer than that.
He's more a false nine if he plays up front, but at the same time, when you're both footed in the way he is, it bodes well in that position because defenders don't know which way you're going to go.
Yeah.
Listen, I believe there was an issue with logging into the fan zone. If you did try logging people, then please try logging again whilst I get through these super chats, and we'll try get you on in the next 10 minutes or so. But let me get into the super chats.
Can I pass you on to that super chat? Because it's KD, big up KD came with a super chat here saying which midfielder realistically we can get in this window. Right now, with probably the resources we have, there's a few names out there. Milinkovic-Savic is one you've always been a fan of. It's not going to happen.
No chance.
Tielemans, I'm not a fan. I'm being honest. I'm done with the Tielemans. Players that I wanted, Frank Kessie back into, is probably not available anymore.
He played for Barca the other night.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. So there's names, but realistic January, 2 signings already. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, listen, as long as them signings are coming straight in to improve the first team squad, then cool. We've made 2 signings. We'll see how they bed in. Obviously, we expect a lot more from Trossard than we do Jakob.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Premier League proven. If you head over to the rest of the super chats while
cool.
the people. Yeah.
Shorty says the fact Leo ended negotiations with 2 clubs when he heard we were interested shows me a lot of good signs about his ambitions as an Arsenal player. But it does depend who those 2 clubs are, because if those 2 clubs are Leicester and Wolves, then it's an easy choice to make. I think everyone would be making that choice. Just a reminder, people, if you did try log into FanZone and were unsuccessful, please try again, because the issue that we found should be fixed now. So make sure you try again. Apologies for the hiccup. Jason says this is cool how we're getting multi-positioned players. This feels like how the NBA has been more recently, and it is cool. I mean, what Arteta's brought in is that modern day football mind. And, you know, even myself, stuck in the past, wanting specialists in certain positions all the time.
Oh, I like that you're self-aware enough to admit that, because many pundits on big platforms don't. They're still stuck. They're stuck in their mindset and their ways. But I respect that you say that.
That's up to them, man. Let them damage their own reputation. I don't really give a shit. Raji says that sounded like a Craig David song.
You know what he's talking about when he said lost out on Mudryk on this day, and then we slapped on this day, and then by Friday we signed 2 players. Sounds like a Craig David song. I hear it loud.
We got Reggie, man. Max in the building as well says, welcome Trossard. I'm not going to lie, I've never heard of Jakob, and wow, Leandro Trossard followers really blew up since the announcement. He was on 57.5k followers. I don't know what he's on now.
Let me have a little look.
It says so. We'll have a quick check. I did see another super chat coming, so let me move on to that one while he checks. Harvey says Mikel Arteta is very keen on signing Fresneda in this January transfer window. Reports Alex Crook. I don't care about you. I'm probably the wrong guy to read this out, because I don't care about these people that try and tell us they know what's going on. Trossard came out of nowhere. Jakob came out of nowhere. No one was reporting about these players days in advance, weeks in advance. So
yeah, that's a good point, actually.
I tend to just sit back and
stay out.
Obviously there's tapping merchants there. Here we go when the deal's nearly over the line, and then it looks like they get ordered. But it is what it is. Alex says if we don't sign a backup for our number 5, our title our title challenge will live or die on whether he gets injured. We all know this, does Arsenal. And Alex, you make a good point there, 100%. That's why I'm interested to know whether Jakob comes in as a backup to Gabriel, or whether he comes in as an option to play instead of Partey, maybe in the Europa League and the FA Cup and so on. I think next Friday against City, even though it's Man City and even though it's the FA Cup, our cup, we are the best. Well, we are the most laden in FA Cup trophies since it began.
Before Arsenal Cup.
I expect to see some rotation in that game, so that might be the game we see what Mikel's plan is for Jakob, and we see Trossard and where he plays. With Emil Smith-Rowe back as well, I'd expect Emil Smith-Rowe to be starting in that left-hand side for Martinelli when it comes to Man City, but.
Does it feel exciting? That feels exciting. I'll be honest, you saying that. Yeah, Emil Smith-Rowe could be in for that game. You might see a Jakob. You might see Trossard. Don't
quote me on that, because if he is literally Gabriel's backup and Trossard is literally on that left-hand side, and you come back and say,
you said
what you said, got me excited now. I'm just trying to find, what it could be, because sometimes it's not just, he plays left-sided centre-back, he's coming as a left-sided centre-back.
Okay. So I just want to quickly just update you. So Leandro Trossard is now on 261,000 followers. So from 55,000 to 261.
Oh, 200k, real quick. Charlie says Turkish. My wife asked, how many hats do you have? Listen, probably close to 100, if not more. But we have got our first caller.
We have got our first caller on this Friday afternoon. Matthew, are you there? Hello, Matthew. Oh,
yes,
I'm here.
Come on.
Yes.
I'm here. Hey, Turkish. Hey, Sus. How's it going?
What's that, a pole on top?
Is
Yeah.
that wait? Is that? Are you?
Yeah. I had to put it on as soon as I woke up this morning. I saw Kivior coming. I'm like, I have to come on.
So you're Polish?
Talk to you guys about him. Yes, I am.
Talk
I'm
to me,
Canadian,
man.
but
This
I'm
is
Polish background.
perfect.
Matthew,
Perfect.
talk to me, man.
Yeah, talk to us. How's your feelings on the signing? What is Jakob like?
I woke up this morning and my blood was pumping, man. I was pumped, man. He's great, man. Honestly, I'm super excited for him. He's 22. He's 6'2". Great on the ball. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, this guy's perfect for Arteta. He's awesome. Like, he can be so composed on the ball. He's really good at spreading the ball all over the pitch. He's a fighter, like that Polish fan that you guys showed earlier said. He's a fighter, definitely loves the 1v1, loves to put a tackle in. I feel like he's going to be great. He's definitely like Gabriel. He definitely loves to be the enforcer. He loves to be the aggressor. But and I hope the Premier League, you know, with some of the refereeing decisions we get, right, like I hope he kind of can compose himself and be a little bit more calm, but he's awesome. I'm really looking forward to his development. We really like him at the Polish national team. So
Matthew, a quick question.
You...
He's a tall player, right?
Yeah, 6'2".
I wanted to know how mobile is he, because I've just been talking about his potential to play in midfield too, but obviously mobility comes into mind there when I'm talking about the midfield. How mobile is he? Because sometimes centre backs don't need to be as mobile, even though modern day, that's contrary to that. But do you see him as a backup to Gabriel coming in, competition for Gabriel, or do you see potential for another position?
Definitely more center back for sure. He is a bit slow a little bit, like, you know, in recovery runs, like he's got some pace to him, but I wouldn't put him as an 8, for example, or even a backup to Partey. I know he's played there in the past. Just before getting on, I actually looked up some stats. I think he's only played at DM once this past season, so I wouldn't really risk him there. I would look for definitely someone more mobile for our midfield, but definitely as the center back for sure. He's got a bit of mobility, but I wouldn't say it's like world-beating mobility, right? So definitely a good option as a backup to Gabriel, I would say, for sure.
Nice. Thank you, Matthew. Listen, we're going to come back to you because we believe there's some audio, just a bit of funny audio issues there. So we're going to come back to you. But if you could
just stay on the line.
Just stay on the line and see if you can sort that out. And
Production
we'll
will talk to you, and we'll see if we can get through to you again.
Do you know what, Turkish? Just quickly, yeah. Big up Matthew quickly as well. He, I'm sure he was on last week.
Who?
Matthew, I think he was the first one that was on. Yeah,
on Wednesday show.
Look at him getting appearances on there. Man's getting up his appearances.
And it makes sense. Polish fan as well. Look.
Do you know what? That was crazy, to be fair. This is what this is about, people. FANZONE, get involved. Hit the link in description. From anywhere in the world, you can join us, have a conversation, and have a conversation with us and get your thoughts and feelings. This is what FANZONE is about. I love this. But yeah, we got another caller, Harvey, I believe, from the States.
Yep.
Oh, there's some technical issues. Just going to see if he's going to be there. I believe they're sorting out their camera. Hello. Oh, there he is.
Yes, Harv.
Hello, Harv.
Can't hear your audio though, mate.
Oh, we can't hear your audio, unfortunately.
No, still no.
Still no sound there. Do you know, it reminds me of when Laurie did the test. Laurie's audio didn't work.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. Harvey, there you are, my friend.
Live,
hello.
Direct. Talk to us, man. How you feeling?
How you feeling about the signings, Trossard and Jakob Kivior?
Yeah, man. So honestly, with the Trossard, I'm a bit conflicted. I think he's a good player, and I think that he can definitely help us push for the title. But I worry about the long-term implications of the signing, because now I think with Reece, Bukayo, Trossard, Eddie, Jesus, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Marquinhos, who we're hoping to integrate in a couple years' time, that's 7-8 players to cover 3 positions. So I'm thinking to myself, either someone's going to have to get, moved along, or we're not really going to go and get another, player like similar to the profile of Mudryk, who's young, explosive, really, really high ceiling. I don't really see how we're going to go make that move. So that's a bit concerning for me.
Did you want him more than? Did you want Mudryk more than Trossard?
Honestly, when I saw the fees getting higher and higher, I didn't want it, because one thing that I've really liked about our recruitment has been how shrewd they've been, especially with the profile of player and the value for money. You look at clubs like Leicester, Brighton, even Dortmund. They recruit superstars after superstars after superstars for cheap money. And I think sometimes the big teams, they think that they have the luxury of sort of neglecting that part of scouting and recruitment. And it's just like, how does a club of Arsenal's resources not go and find these gems? So the fact that we've done that with a Ramsdale, with a Tomiyasu, with a Martinelli, that's what I want to see more of. Not paying 95 million for a 19-year-old Ukrainian. So I'm like the fact that we went back to this model, and this Polish center back is a good thing. That right back in Real Valladolid that we're going for is a good thing. That's what I want to see more of. But it's just 28 years of age, good player. But I wonder now in the summer, who do we get? Because even Kulusevski at Tottenham was an Arsenal fan. Part of that, option clause is for him to qualify for Champions League. That's a fantastic deal to go hydrate. I think he's up there.
Sorry to cut you off, but I've been told by Tobes that option was for last year. So because they qualified for Champions League for this season, that option's already been triggered. Obviously, that's just coming from a Tottenham fan, but I don't know how true that is. But if that is the case, then yeah, that's pretty much signed, sealed, delivered.
Harvey, I want to press you more on that. The long-term sign of Trossard is what you worry about. Like, we do need depth. Do you agree? We do need depth. I know it's a lot of players for that position, but there's Europa League, there's FA Cup. I know people want football to trip up because of the World Cup being in the middle of the season, but do you not think that helps with having more signings in those positions?
Listen, we obviously need depth, and I think that when you look at, for example, though the profile of player that we've been signing in the last couple of years, I think it's been very clear that we're looking for people under the age of 25.
Agreed.
So I think at this point it was more like we have an opportunity to go for the title. Let's take advantage of it, which is why I'm happy with the player, because he can play on the left side, on the right side. He can play as a false nine if we need him to. He's two-footed, Premier League proven, and he plays at Brighton, which the kind of football that they play is very similar to ours, modern, on the ball, progressive football. So I have no problem with the logistics of that signing from that perspective. I just don't see now how in the summer we're going to go for a Yermi Pino, who we've been linked to, another player like the likes of Martinelli and Nasaka. I don't see how we're going to go get that player now. And that's the one little, let's say, caveat to what is overall a solid signing.
Yeah, but are you impressed with Arsenal that they are moving fast still, in the sense that they're making two signings so far in 24 hours? There might be more to come.
Yeah, honestly, I'm impressed with it. I like the ambition, and I think Turkish especially, he would have been absolutely vexed if he saw we had 95 million on the table for one player and we just did absolutely nothing. And rightly so. Rightly so.
Yeah, rightly so. I'm glad you said that.
Rightly so.
But it's true though. But at the same time, we've got to understand that halves concerns are right.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not necessarily concerns, because if you take a step back, we've still got a lot to do with this squad. Yeah. When you look at the lack of depth on the bench, and Mikel Arteta himself saying, we don't have enough options, I expect that come summer, there's going to be some movement. And I don't just mean movement coming in. In order for movement to come in, there's going to be movement of players going out. And at this moment in time, when you look at the competition we have for attacking positions, some of the names we've mentioned haven't been utilised as much as we thought. Marquinhos, for example, the plan for him seemed to be go out on loan this season, but maybe because of a lack of resources financially in the summer, we decided to keep hold, and if we need him, we'll use him. Reece Nelson, someone else who nearly went through for an exit. It didn't work out for him, didn't work out for us. He comes in and he's done a job here and there for us this season, but maybe his future lies elsewhere. So I'm just trusting in Mikel, and I expect to see some movement out this summer, but I expect to see further quality being added in. And I don't believe Trossard's contract's too long, if I'm not mistaken. 2.5, if not 3.5 years.
Yeah. I need some research on it.
Yeah. And Turkish,
go on, Huff.
Yeah, sorry. In Turkish, I actually wanted to ask you a question, because this is something that's been on the back of my mind, and it's not really discussed too much. I think one of the things that Arsenal really needs to change in the market is outgoings, and actually getting some money in for the players that move on. And so to me, 30, 31 is, I think, the perfect time to move on a player, because that's when they have, I think, one big contract left in their career, and that's where you can actually get a decent transfer fee for them. So when I look at players like Partey, like Xhaka, even Trossard, who is probably 2 years away from meeting that time frame, it's just like, okay, well, realistically speaking, how long can you give us before we can then go sell you, get a decent amount of money by, and just like City having a revolving door policy where it's like, okay, we moved on from Sterling, but here's Julian Alvarez. That is how I think you always remain competitive. So that's something that I think that we as fans also need to consider. because those are three players who are going to play a big part from us, but are getting up there in terms of age. We're going to have to move on from in 2, maybe even 1 year's time.
Yeah, I mean, I see Trossard more as a stopgap, but I do see Xhaka and Partey as, I say long term. By long term, considering their ages, I mean the next 3 years at least. I feel like they're here at the club. I don't think we're looking at transfer fees on the back end. I feel like we're just, using them for their quality and, more importantly, their experience, because the balance of the side needs that level of experience. Their ages matter when you look at the overall team and the youngest squad in the league and so on. So I'm not too fussed about Partey and Xhaka, especially this season, in terms of not recouping big transfer fees in the next 3-4 years. But with Trossard, I do expect that he's a stopgap, and maybe in a year or 2 years, maybe we entertain the option of getting a fee for him back. When you look at the fee we spent for him, maybe we can get a similar fee back depending on his output for us in the next couple of years.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, Harv, thank you for joining us this Friday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for coming and joining us on the Fan Zone. We are going to move on and bring in our next caller, who is Joel. The fan was behind me. Hopefully we'll be able to put him up. Hello, Joel. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Cecil.
Very
nice
good.
To see you guys.
And you, let's get straight into it. Before we speak about Trossard and Jakob, let me ask you: do you still want more signings, or are you happy with it?
My goal right now is to sign down Saka, Martinelli, and Saliba. That's my because if you look at Arsenal's policy across the last 2 transfer windows, we've always tried to figure out, okay, where do we have to fit in? We had Tierney, but we didn't have a backup left back. Go bang in, get Zinchenko. We lost out on Laka as a striker, so we went to Jesus. We had Nketiah as backups. Mikel Arteta's policy has always been have 2 players who can rotate around that position and stick by. If you look at the squad right now, with Trossard coming in, that's kind of plugged in one hole. And with Kiwior coming in, who no one had any clue about, that's kind of plugged in the left centre-back role. But now the basic target is to lock in the actual front runners in the team first, so that we have them secured, and then we go ahead in the summer. Because right now, to win the league, you've got to also understand that you've got to keep players happy. And a 28-year-old not getting to play most of the time might not be the right condition you want to leave him in.
Yeah.
So I preferably am okay with these 2 signings, because you've got so many options. As long as you find a replacement for Thomas Partey, who, if you can, if there's one available, that's the only place. Otherwise, no, for me. I'm okay with 2 signings.
Wow, I like that answer. He's right. It is right as well. We've got to look at re-signing the players we have, especially when, look, we're in a good position. Next season, we're likely to be in the Champions League. Longevity there. We need the players that have got us there, and I think that is very key to kind of get the pen to paper on the players that we've been relying on. Okay, all right, let's get into this then, Joel. Let's start with Trossard. Happy with that signing, a player that you're looking forward to seeing an Arsenal shirt? Were you upset we lost out on Mudryk?
Not upset that we lost out on Mudryk, but yeah, that slight tinge of disappointment that you went in for almost 3 months looking at putting all your eggs in one basket for that player, and then losing out to him, especially after what he did on Instagram for us for over a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the good part about it is, and it was mentioned on one of the shows as well, is that you didn't lose hope from this. You went into the market and delivered something quickly. It's not how you lose, but it's how you respond back to that defeat or that miss out. That matters more to me, to be honest, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime season that I have seen over the last 18 years that I've followed Arsenal, where we have a chance to go in for the title, to be frankly honest. And that too a good one, not because we're playing well, but it's just because the others are screwing up their part as well. So they're playing their roles pretty well. And that's why I think the Trossard signing makes a lot more sense to me, because he likes to revolve around his front 3. He sometimes will go somewhere. Trossard might play on the left. He can play as a 9 as well. And considering Mikel's comments in the press conference today, he was very happy with it. I mean, the difference is when you listen to Graham Potter in his conferences and he says, I have too many players, and then Chelsea go and buy someone. Whereas Mikel knows who he wants and what he wants across his front line. So that's the positive on Trossard.
Nice. Yeah. I like that. And Joel, just before you head out, just quickly your brief thoughts on Jakob Kiwior. Now, I know, were you scrambling around looking at highlight reels on YouTube? Don't worry, so was I. Don't worry.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't be fooled. But what? Just quickly, before you go, just your brief thoughts on him.
I mean, the proof's in the pudding. I mean, Fabrizio Romano is probably everyone who follows him wants to know what's happening. His first tweet was Arsenal not in talks. His tweet was Arsenal are in advanced talks. Here we go very soon. So even that man was unaware of what is happening. So I guess we're all fine with not knowing. But yeah, looking at his YouTube videos, and I mean, everywhere, YouTube's all over the world right now, and you're trying to figure out what he is and who he is. Looking at him, 6'4", nice diving tackles, in all the positives on YouTube. But if he's a backup for all your cup games this season and going forward, that's a wonderful backup for us, because I wouldn't want to end up in a Man City position where I have too many big players in one position trying to keep them happy at this stage. Maybe sometime later, but not now for sure.
Thank you.
Nice
Listen,
one,
Joel, you speak so well. Thank you for joining us on Friday and speaking with us. Okay, but we're going to move on now. We're going to bring in a friend, Aston, from the
Aston.
US. Listen, as soon as I see his face, it just reminds me, it takes me straight back to when I was out there in Orlando, Florida. Big up, Aston. Aston, how are you first?
Hey, man, I'm good. A lot better when you guys were here. But hey, what is this? I blink and you guys turn around and make Wakanda in the studio. Jesus, all this technology.
The Don's
trying to level up.
Yeah, the Don is a Don for a reason. They're trying to level up, like Turkish said.
How you been, though, man? You good? Family all well?
Yeah, we're good. I mean, listen, we don't want to get too political on this show, but some recent things have happened locally that have not been very good. So we'll move past that. But, besides that, we're all good. You can't complain. Arsenal top of the league. Happy days.
It's very happy days. Now, Aston, we're here on the FANZONE this Friday to get, obviously, the fans' opinions on the signings. Where do you stand? I know you're very vocal with a lot of your, opinions with Arsenal. So are you happy about this, the 2 signings so far? Do you want more?
Yeah, it's like what I was saying on TGP, which, by the way, check out TGP, the Gooners podcast, guys. My biggest thing has always been Edu needed to pass the test of being able to get a transfer done out of nowhere very quickly. I know that we say this about Vieira, but there was no competition for Vieira. Edu needed to show that, like, in a situation, we wouldn't be left like we were with Vlahovic or Diego Luiz or Tielemans, where we don't have another alternate and we can't move very quickly. And he passed that test, and that's what I'm really, really happy about. We obviously still need more bodies. I mean, we were like threadbare in the midfield, and it would, I would love to see some more upgrades there. But, I mean, besides that, I'm just happy that we're getting bodies in, man. I mean, honestly, our starting 11 is the best in the league. So as long as we can do whatever we can to support them, we're going to be fine.
Definitely. Now, listen, we're going to move the conversation over to Manchester United, Aston, this Sunday. We're going to move this on for the final half of the show. And let me just get your thoughts and feelings. Manchester United at the Emirates. We're yet to lose at the Emirates this Sunday. How are you feeling for that game against Manchester United this Sunday?
Well, this is the thing, okay? Like, we're going to keep it clean, but screw those guys. I'm so tired of, like, you guys... Gary Neville, when we were 5 points clear, Gary Neville wouldn't say that we were in a title race, but they're in a title race, 6 points short, and with we have like 2 games in hand. Yeah. Please, it's ridiculous, and I think that we need to humble them and remind them that we're dominating every single game we play. Y'all are scraping wins against Wolves. Okay, Remember where you are. You're in your first year of your process. We're in our third, and put some respect on Mikel Arteta's name. Okay, he wasn't given $200 million in a single season as soon as he walked in. He sculpted this club out of the mud. Yeah. And he's made it into what it is. And so it needs to be a flex. This game needs to be a flex. I'm going to be embarrassed if we lose. Like, that's how far we've come. We need to win, and we need to dominate them, and we will. I'm not even worried about it because, I mean, the way that Partey's moving, the way that Odegaard's the best player in the league. Like, straight up, like there's not even, like, an argument anymore. He is the best player in the league, even better than the other Norwegian in the league, So it needs to be a statement. It needs to sit them down. It needs to humble United, and it needs to announce once again, even though we keep announcing it every single game because they keep saying the next game's the big test, but announce to the league once again, we're back and we're not going anywhere. Yeah. This isn't the banter years, even though in our banter years we managed to get 4 trophies, but it isn't that Arsenal anymore. This is the Arsenal that you used to be afraid of. This is the Arsenal that you used to all have to have your narratives against and make excuses for and belittle, because you honestly be worried, because this is the youngest team in the world. I mean, the youngest team in the league that might end up getting over 90 points.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be a massive achievement. Hold that. Before you leave us, just give me a score prediction, because you're saying about a humbler, you're saying about needs to make a statement. What score do you see in your mind to do that to Manchester United on Sunday?
Listen. My heart and my brain say 3-0, but like my dream says 8-2.
It's about time we done something like that.
Do you know what? Oh, that would be amazing. My dream would be 8-2. Gary Neville, I'd be interested to hear what he has to say after that, if that happens. Go on.
But let's be clear. I want to make sure, because I know this will get clipped up and said that, Arsenal fans are arrogant. Arsenal fans are this, that, and the third. We're not arrogant. We have no divine right to win this league. We still might not win this league. We might not beat United this weekend. They're a team that lives in the moments, and all they need are a couple of moments to kill you. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like they do that we're infallible. But again, as Robbie says, if the best Arsenal show up and the best United show up, 8-2. Done.
All right, Aston, big up, man. Listen, thank you for joining us, man. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, my bro, and hopefully we'll be out there again soon, because we miss it, both of us, me and Turkish. I'll tell you that much. Thank you, Aston. Take care.
Love, my bro.
So in next we have AFC Max.
Australia,
all the way over the other side of the world. Before we actually... Max, what time is it over there? So I like to do this all the time when it's on in Australia. What time is it? Oh.
Can you hear us? Max, you there?
Max? Are you there?
We'll come back to Max. Doesn't look like
we'll come back to Max. There's a few super chats as well that we're going to catch up on.
Yeah, let me get them super chats in, people.
It's interesting because AFC Max is the guy that, he sends in a lot of super chats.
Yeah. Full-time reaction videos. Let me just do these super chats and we'll get another fan in ASAP. Miles says, I think Mudryk was a smokescreen to bait Chelsea in to pay over the odds and take their attention away from Trossard. Pure genius.
Do you not agree? I do not agree with that.
If you're being serious, I disagree. If you're having a laugh, I'm with you,
But let's just quickly, briefly. Imagine if that's now tactics from clubs. It's not going to happen. But obviously, we look at the Ronaldo thing. City, Man United panic. They're in there. That is it's a big risk. That would be such a smart tactic in the transfer.
Not really, because you waste your own time.
Yeah. If you actually sign,
you'd be wasting your own time. No, even if it was a smokescreen, you're wasting your own time to fool another club that are in 10th.
And the fan base.
Well, they got to do with us.
If the fan base heard that was tactics, and they wouldn't be happy either, because I wouldn't be. But go on.
Binard says, big up Turkish, Cecil and AFTV. Question: pick one player you'd like to bring in with the funds we supposedly have left. Personally, I like Tielemans. Just simple and straightforward. To be honest, if we look at the initial layout for Mudryk, and it was a 70 million euro upfront payment. That works out to about 62 million, let's say 60 million. Let's just round it down. The closest, 60 to 65 million. We've just spent 40, so let's say we've got 25 million left. This is not based off anything. It's just based off what we apparently offered from Mudryk. Options are limited in terms of who I know. Tielemans would definitely be the one that I know and I think could improve the squad. And we can get at that price. Aside from that, like a Milinkovic-Savic, you'd be paying well over 20-25 mil, and I don't think you have a chance in getting him in January, and that would be my go-to guy for that position. So I'm kind of with you, Vinod. Probably be Tielemans, even though you don't like the look of the player. There isn't many options out there for that price that I know of, but it's not my job to know of them. Well, I guess it might be, actually. But I'm not a scout for Arsenal, so you know what I mean. Michael says, agree that Mudryk interest was smokescreen to make Chelsea pay silly money. Can you explain why we're not currently live on the app? Not sure, Michael. Maybe it's a full house. Maybe you got to just refresh it because people seem to be getting in fine. Maybe give it another go. But at the same time, we're 50 minutes in as well, so we're not going on for that much longer. That's the super chat's done.
So we'll be bringing in the next call. I believe it's Rahil if he's there on the other end. Hello, Rahil. You okay?
Yes.
Hi, Cecil. Hi, Turkish. How are you guys doing?
Very well.
All
Very
good, all good.
Do you know what? I'll be honest, Rahil. Today has been a very busy day here at the AFTV studios. We've been swept off our feet with Arsenal news all over the place. But it's perfect time to talk about it, Rahil. Let's listen. We did speak about the signings. I will go back to them. But firstly, Manchester United Sunday, my friend. How are you feeling? Are you confident?
Yes, I am, for once in many, many years. So, because I didn't grow up in England, and for us, a lot of Arsenal fans living outside of the UK, our biggest rivals have always been Man United. It's only in the last few years when Spurs have come up, we even looked at Spurs. But before that, I didn't even know what Spurs was. So, for me as a kid, growing up, Man United have always been our biggest rivals, and this is the first time in a long time that I feel really, really confident, and our record against them at the Emirates is pretty good. So I think all Arsenal fans should be quite confident. And I mean, we are on top of the league. We're playing the best football in England, if not in Europe. So I don't see any reason why we shouldn't go into this game really confident and get all 3 points. So, yeah, and I know that United have this tendency to upset, our runs. Yeah, of course, we remember
the
I don't want to revisit those old bitter memories, but you know where I'm coming from. That is a slight kind of doubt, but having seen this team this season and having the belief in the manager and the players, I really, really think we can get all 3 points. And the fact that they don't have Casemiro also, of course, adds to our advantage, and we have a fully fit team apart from Jesus. But yeah, I'm pretty confident, and yeah, let's go. Let's get all 3 points.
Any doubts or any fears? I know Turkish did a box with cams that's going to be coming out on the channel, so make sure you guys check that out. But any fears? They've got Rashford, who's on tremendous form at the moment. They keep telling me about Garnacho and all of that. Is there anyone that you're kind of fearful of, or are you just thinking, you know what, this Arsenal side at the Emirates should be fine?
I wouldn't say fearful, just a bit wary, because yes, Rashford is in tremendous form, but apart from that, the other forwards haven't been really firing. I mean, look at Anthony. Yes, he was bought for a big money signing, but he hasn't kicked off. I know he did score against us at Old Trafford, but to be honest, that was our poor defending. But our defense has been solid this season. We have the second best defensive record. So if Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White, Benny Blanco, if they're on point, I don't think we should be fearful of anyone. Right. And I'm actually looking forward even to the City game, because after watching them yesterday, that was just a bottle job from Spurs. I don't think City was that great. I mean, of course they have a good squad, but yeah, we shouldn't be fearful of anyone. I think because we have this PTSD over the years, of underachieving, I guess there might be a little bit of fear, but this season, looking at currently where we are, I don't think we should be fearful of anyone.
Okay, Rahil, listen, before we go, I just want to ask you one more question, my friend.
Sure.
If Arsenal do beat United this Sunday, where are you as a fan in belief of the Premier League title being Arsenal's this season? Where do you sit? Are you still saying, Cecil, whoa, slow down, we still got to play City twice, we still got to play Liverpool at Anfield, or are you really believing this could be our season?
To be honest, I am believing. I really am. And this is just every week the belief goes stronger and stronger. Yeah. And I know people keep saying this, I watch a lot of podcasts, and, I follow you guys for many years, big up to all of you. Turkish Big Six, I can't wait for that tonight. That's going to be quite a show. So I will be watching that too. And everyone keeps saying, we have to play City twice, but City haven't looked that good. Yeah. So why should we be scared of that? Yes, at the Etihad, the game is going to be difficult. But at Emirates, last season, we were this close to clinching all 3 points. It was just our naivety that cost us. But I think we've learned from that. We've grown from that. This team, even though it's second or the youngest team in the league, they've got mature heads. If you speak to Saka and you didn't know his age, you wouldn't say he's a 21-year-old kid. Yeah. Same with Odegaard, same with Martinelli. These kids have a mature head on their shoulders. And same with our manager, second youngest manager in the league. I know people keep comparing him to other managers. This guy is only 40 years old, and he's managing Arsenal Football Club. I'm sorry, this comparison between him and Ten Hag. Ten Hag is 10, 12 years older than him. if you give Arteta the same amount of time, I think he's going to do wonderful things. So Cecil, Turkish, I do believe, I think we can do it this season. And the fact that we're adding a couple more players in, and hopefully a few more, who knows? Still have a few days to go.
So, yeah, still time.
Sky's the limit for this team. That's all I can say.
Perfect. Rahil, thank you
man.
so much, man. Thank you so much for your
Love for the love.
Oh, this
Come
funny.
on.
Take it. Love for the love. Oh, that was nice.
Shit,
Well spoken, Rahil. I hope he has a great weekend as well and enjoys his rest of his Friday. I love this fan zone stuff. This is what this is all about, hearing fans from around the world and giving their thoughts and opinions. So big up everyone that's contributed so far. We've got AFC Max, I believe, coming back in. Can we hear him? Max, are you there? Is it working now?
No.
No, Max is the jinx right now. He hasn't been successful yet, but hopefully he'll be able to get his audio sorted. But up next we have Cape. He's there. Like, yes, Cape. What's going on?
What are you saying, bro?
What's going on, Turkish? That's all. How you guys doing, man?
Nah, we're good, man. We're good. How are you, bro? 2 new signings. Arsenal top of the Premier League table. United on Sunday. Where's your energy at? How are you feeling?
Hey, you can see the big smile on my face. You know,
Come
it's
on.
been a long time since we've been tasting these sweet times of top of the league. You know, bantering with our friends, other teams, and that. You know, feeling like we're not the ones that are being cussed and stuff, innit?
Yeah.
Trust me.
I'm happy, innit? I feel like I'm seeing the reaction with like Trossard and like obviously I know we're going for Mudryk. I'm like with you guys. On Sunday I was kind of sad before the game and that we got snubbed. But like when you look at the basis of things, like if you see the clear out we went through last season, everything they've done to like get our team to the stage is at right now, like the age group, the wage bill. I feel like making smart signings and not making like a Pepe type signing in the sense of like the dangers of making a risk and disrupting what we've done, like in where we are right now, I feel like is very good. Trossard's a smart signing, and also 3 years, so it doesn't really stop us getting a marquee left wing or right wing in the summer, or 2 years coming, or in the January or next summer. So I feel like I'm happy. Obviously, we could get more, but I'm like Turkish. Like I don't expect us to get more, but if we do, I'm gonna take it with open arms. But like it's very hard to find the targets in the positions you want to find in January, and it's not just good to just buy like a player just to get a body in, and it doesn't really fit our style or what we're trying to build. In terms of United on Sunday, obviously I'm from South East London, so the banter between Man United and Arsenal is always
I
been
already
like that.
know.
So like I've been watching all like the content. I feel like I don't really go into this game with fear. I don't really go to any game with fear personally. Like,
Oh, raw.
I'm
Last
saying
weekend,
chest,
even against Tottenham away.
Hey, like I'm like you see what Paul Merson said on Sky Sports, where we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. That's exactly like what I said. I said if you watch our team week in week out, like actually look at it in isolation. We defend so well, compact. We defend transitions well because we have fast centre backs, great system, and when we attack, we actually dominate the ball. We dominate space, and we have like the ideal kind of players in the positions that we need. So it's like when I look at other teams matching up here, apart from Newcastle, because Newcastle have a lot of like big, strong guys in midfield and defense. So it's hard to kind of go against them toe to toe. But even deep Newcastle, first 10 minutes they came at us, then they sat back for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
they showed
facts.
respect.
Yeah.
Like United, as much as we can say they got a very good defense, but if we play our game, what teams can beat us? Like so, like the same way I feel like I'm gonna say this with Chester as well. We're winning the league.
Okay, this is what this is about.
We're winning the league.
Yeah.
We're winning the league, innit? And the reason why I say this is because like everyone keeps on saying, "Oh, we need to face City twice, go to Anfield, they need to face us." It's not a thing anymore where we need to play them. Like we're very, very good. Like all the little tests they said, we need to face Tottenham, we need to face Liverpool, we need to face this. We play these tests and we kind
But Cape City though, man. Come on, City, man. They come back against Tottenham at the Etihad. They've been doing this for years, bro.
You printed a T-shirt after 14 games. Now you're telling Cape to relax about it.
I wore a T-shirt
Cape, talk
because
to my
it's
man.
Christmas.
What's going on here?
Listen, it's like what the last guy said. We have a lot of that old PTSD.
Yeah.
Like last year, we bottled
I
it
definitely
coming in the last. And obviously, I understand, innit? Because I'm one of those fans. I'm probably more optimistic and pessimistic. At the same time, like I know why I'm very optimistic because I actually look at things like we have a way better squad. Like last year, coming into the games, the final games for top four, we didn't have Partey, we didn't have a player like Saliba. Holden was playing. No disrespect to these players. Cedric, Tierney was going through his injury problems, and obviously the inexperience. Like now we see our team like like think at the beginning of this season, we'll dominate games for like 45 minutes. Then second half, we'll kind of go into our show. You've seen each game has kind of grown to like 70 minutes, 80 minutes. Like, do you know what I mean? We're giving teams less time to really get at us. So it's like, yeah, City is a big game. We've got to give them respect.
But they do this, and they do this, Cape. Sorry to cut you. They do this. They've been doing this against Liverpool for years to battle out the Premier League. They've got the experience and going all the way. Still confident. Nothing. You believe this is the season.
Like end of the day, I've got to be confident. We might not win it. We might come second. It might be a tight race, 2 points or so. But even if we come second, what does that mean for the next few seasons as us as fans looking at our team? We're going to continue to build and add players to our team, get the experience. Going to be in Champions League nights, hearing that music on Wednesday and Tuesday instead of the Thursday. And you know what I mean? Even if we don't win the league this season, you definitely know the next couple of seasons when like Saka gets to 23, 24, you know what I'm saying, entering their prime years. You think about the football we'll be playing.
It's about riding the wave, man. It's too late to show chest once you've won the league, because you've won the league. Now is the time to start, you know.
And I always say, like in terms of like even just this January transfer window, like signing players and stuff, like if we endanger our long-term project here, I don't want to be like Chelsea where we win 1 year the league and then we fall off 10th or 6th the next year. Like you want consistent, like Man City dynasty type. Every year you know you're the team, you're the bar setters. And you've got to get there somehow, innit? So, end of the day, that's how I see our Arsenal going. Like,
all right, Kate.
Look at us, we all have smile on our faces. And hey, prediction for United game?
Go on.
3-1.
3-1. Yeah? That was your prediction, isn't it?
Yeah, man, I like a 3-1, man.
Nice. All right, listen, Kate, thank you so much for joining us. You spoke so well, and big up. Hopefully, we'll have you on again very soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, brother. Let's hope 3-1
take care, man.
Take care, bro. I believe Ricardo is up next. Is Ricardo? Ricardo, hello.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Oh, I love that Arsenal top as well. I don't even need to see. I can see a little, just you can see the burgundy, you can see the night tick. I already know what top you're wearing. Yeah, there it is. What a classic. I love.
We've been here for a very long time, man. We've been here supporting for a very long time.
Nice. Where are you calling in from?
Well, I'm based in the United States, but I'm Colombian. You guys have a big fan base in South America too.
Yeah, amazing. I need to get back over there. I was over there in South America. I was there in Argentina. I was there in Brazil. I had a good time, but I need to head over there with the AFTV families very soon. Right, talk to me though, Ricardo. Let's talk about. We're going to start with the United game Sunday. Just how your feelings are. Are you confident? A lot of fans are confident that Arsenal are going to get the job done this Sunday. Where are you sitting?
Well, I think it'll be a very difficult game, but I think we'll win it. I think we have enough on our side to win this game. I actually think we came from very past dark side of our club, and now it is very difficult now, but very different now. I mean.
Yeah, it is very different. I think Mikel Arteta has been the catalyst to that. A lot of changing the style of play, getting the young players in, the fans behind the team, the mentality shift. Mikel Arteta has been superb in a lot of that change. So Manchester United, you said it's gonna be a tight game. It might be tough, which that's the first I've heard so far in this fan zone. What sort of score were you looking at? Do you think it'll be a low scoring game?
I think it'll be hard fought, but it'll be a 2-0. Even though I know we haven't been keeping clean sheets at home that much as we have away, which is talks a lot about how we are now and how the team is playing now. Yeah. But I think we'll keep a clean sheet this time. I think our back line is very solid, and Thomas Partey is at his best.
Yeah.
And I think we'll control that. I don't think they have enough for us.
Yeah, perfect. I do want to move on and ask where you're feeling about the Premier League title this season. I want to ask you, Ricardo, are you Turkish and saying, "Yo, ask me in Feb"? I don't want to answer this question until mid-February. 2 games at a time.
2 games at a time. Big up Cams. 2 games at a time.
Or are you saying that it could be done this season?
I'm.
Go on,
I'm sorry.
No worries.
We have come a long way. So I think I'm just proud of my team now. I'm very proud of where we are. It was tough times, like I said before. So I honestly feel like this time the guys won't let us down. I mean, it's been a long time since I saw my team giving 100%. every ball we're giving 100, 110, and the team is all, you know, they all together, and you see that they're more of a team, that you see like a family. So that's why I feel like it's more important to me, the football we're showing, the tactical side of us, than I know people wants to win the league, and I myself, look, it's been a very long time, and from very far I hardly seen my club play 2 times in my life. And I even dressed my son, my 3-year-old, as an Arsenal fan. I got him singing our chants and stuff. So it's, you know, it's a love that is difficult when it's, especially for us, for that we're very far. So for us is, I'm a football lover. So I'm just so proud of seeing my team play the way we are, dominating, playing beautiful football. Just, you know, seeing the team the way they are, and seeing a proper coach. That's what I asked for all this time, a proper coach. I know the era, Arsene Wenger era, was, you know, it's not nobody's gonna deny that it was one of our biggest, but it just died out at the end, and I myself was begging for a change. And then all I wanted is after us coming out of our Wenger era, I wanted a good coach. And when I saw Arteta coming in, I mean, people is not gonna believe it, but I've been trusting him from the get go,
from the all the way through.
I remember. Listen, I remember that game against Manchester City, that season before he got in. That game we lost against him. He was sitting on that bench. I remember we had no fight in us. Like, our team was battled before we even came into that game. It was horrendous. The stadium. I mean, you could hear the fans from on the TV, and it was toxic. And I felt like he saw that right there and then, and he was inside our club. So I think he has strong feelings against I mean, towards us, and that's why I trusted the process from the beginning. And I'm just proud to see us where we are. So that's why I'm confident we will win the next game, because the football we've been showing us.
Oh, I think we just lost Ricardo there. I think we just lost Ricardo's. We're gonna wrap up on the last caller. His name goes by the name of David. I hope you're there, David. Hi, David. Hello. How are you? Oh,
no audio.
No audio. Is he there? Speak. Oh, we can't hear you, David.
Production can we get the audio?
That's right. We'll get back to David before we wrap up there. I wanted to say it's a shame Ricardo left there. I hope his little one gets to see Arsenal, you know, be back on top.
Ricardo's back to finish off his point.
I was just waiting to.
Nope, no audio.
Ricardo, you there? Audio clear? Give us a few words.
Say something, Ricardo.
Hello.
Yes, there you are. There you are.
Yeah.
There you are. Go on, finish your point.
I was just saying that I was very proud to see where we are. The football side of it is got me going nuts, and just winning the league will be just to top of it all. But I'm just looking forward to see where we're going, because we're ahead of the process, and this, it seems like we clicked. So as long as we can continue to play like this, I will be proud of my team. I would just and I would be proud of supporting, because it was very, very, very difficult before. You know, you guys know it.
100%, 100%, Ricardo. Listen, for you, hopefully for you and your little one and all the Arsenal fans, that we see Arsenal hopefully lift a Premier League title this season. It'd be so amazing. And do you know what? I retweeted something actually this week. It was Mikel Arteta's first interview when he arrived at Arsenal, and he mentioned about being ruthless. We need to change that about the mentality here at Arsenal. And you said, you know, he seemed upset, but he came in, changed the mentality. You see a ruthless side to Arsenal now. And he also said that when he got questioned, how are you going to get these players to believe in the process? How are you going to make them believe? And he said, if I near and predict how every game's going to go before the game, then you'll start to build trust within amongst the players. And I feel like that's a massive skill to have in a manager. I've been with managers that can kind of predict how certain scenarios will go within the game. If you have that in Mikel Arteta, it builds trust amongst the players, and I feel like he's the man that does that before he goes in. If you play it like this is how the result's going to end up. If you do it like this, the way that we've practiced throughout the week, this is what we're going to see from
modern day football is about perfection now, system based and perfection in every position. Everyone does their roles. Some roles are there to help other roles, and those roles are there to either finish off games or see it out at the back.
Yeah, 100%. Ricardo, before you go, what I want to hear from you though, before we leave and end this amazing fan zone that we've been part of today, is who's been your standout player for Arsenal this season and why?
All of them are being amazing. Yes. I know we all love them all, and that's basically what you ask for. You want a team that you can support. You want to see yourself reflected on your team. And that's how I feel. Like everybody's been giving 100%, and I don't see why not. This is a big club. We have a big history. We kept always the same approach towards the game, and that's why I'm very proud of my club. So the player that I've seen that represents our values the most is Thomas Partey, I think.
Yeah. Nice.
He's just that key, that main key that puts every performance you see him. He's so important to us to keep everybody calm, to keep the possession, to in transition, and in the final third. I mean, he's just a monster. People think that just because you don't see him tackling that much is just because he doesn't put the same performances as somebody. People comparing them to Casemiro, but
yeah.
it's just that positional play he has that he doesn't have to. He's just too close to everyone. He's always close to where the ball is going to land, and that is you don't get that easily on somebody.
Yeah.
And if you guys think about it, that was one of the first signings that Mikel Arteta got, and I think that's why it's taken so long for us to replace it, because I don't see anyone else in the world right now that can perform as well as Thomas does. Nobody can control the ball as he does. Nobody can pass as he does. It's just the calmness. It's just the physical side of him too.
Yeah, 100%. Well, listen, Ricardo, thank you for joining us on Friday, all the way over there in the US. I know you're Colombian as well, but big up, thank you. And hopefully, like I mentioned before, your little one and you get to see Arsenal lift a trophy this season. Thank you, man. Take care.
Thank you, guys. Big up to you guys. Big fan of the channel. I hope you guys keep up the good work, and we'll be here to support. Looking forward to see you guys again.
Thank you so much.
Man. Talk soon.
Love, talk soon. Turkey, and I big up everyone in the back of the fan zone. I see them on the wall there. I see Gabe nodding when he said Thomas Partey. I see you all. Big up. I love this. I really, really love this. This is an amazing feature here at AFTV. A new one. This is the fan zone, and it will happen every now and then. I suppose every week. Every week you'll be able to get a chance to speak in with us and give your thoughts and feelings. It'll also be on the full-time show come Sunday, so make sure you tune into that. Whether we win, lose or draw, we want to hear from you guys, so make sure you're there giving us your thoughts and feelings. FANZONE, you've been superb, and all the fans around the world, thank you so much for joining us on a Friday. I know it's time for the weekend. I'm going to be heading out because it's been a busy day today. I need some time to go and enjoy myself. Turkish.
I got to do Big Six, there's no enjoying.
Sorry.
I'll enjoy that, but yeah, obviously I got more work to get done.
Yeah, head over to Big Six people as well tonight. It's going to be a blast of a show and previewing the weekend. And I guess that's it. It's been a long time. Like I said, FANZONE, it's a new technology that we have here at AFTV.
Show my man there. Come on.
Yeah,
apologies if we couldn't get you on as well, people. Obviously, we'll get you on next time. Like Cecil said, full-time reaction show. We'll have this feature. This feature will be coming at least once or twice every week. So look out for it. Make sure you join us. Make sure you take part. And yeah, love for the love.
Love for the love. And before we finish, listen, come and get involved. If you disagree with our opinions, come and give it to us, because we'll happily give it back. All that's what this is a part of, hearing your thoughts and opinions. So thank you very much again for joining us on the Fan Zone this Friday, and we'll be back again next week. Enjoy your weekend. Let's hope Arsenal can get those 3 points against United this Sunday. Take care, everyone. Peace.